Today is a hectic one. I have multiple things to do. Mainly it's repotting. Well, this one doesn't need repotting, it just needs soil. But I think the main thing I was going to show you guys was this needs soil. I'm not repotting it, but this is fasciation. Well, in cactuses it's known as cresting, and hence the name. They kind of crest upwards. There are two types of this. There's cresting, which is this example, like large fan-like structure. I believe the crested ones we have are of the desert lily, so aeonium type, so related to my pig's ear here, per se. But it's very common in them actually. This is, I believe, a cutting off our bigger one, which I'm not showing because it's really heavy, but it's got a bunch of little ones in there, and I do have cactus mix next to me, and I need that cactus mix because I don't believe that this is in cactus mix, which would make why it's so floppy. But we also have the Mexican Christmas tree to repot. This, technically, my Christmas tree here doesn't need repotting, but I do want to give it a refresher of soil because I don't believe this is cactus soil. We got that. Whoop. We got an arrow leaf plant, or arrow plant. Is that what it is? Yeah, arrowhead plant. It's a variegated variety. Its leaf, well, this leaf isn't too good because it's dying, but it does have other variegated leaves. And it's producing a new one. There's so much stuff in the way. This one here is producing a new leaf. I also have, not that, the Christmas tree cactus wasn't that, but I'm repotting it into something else. We've got this species of snake plant. It's a very slow growing snake plant, but as you can see, it has barely any soil in it, so that needs dealt with. Then I've got a plover egg, which just needs repotting, which I have a pot for. And then what also needs repotting is this felt plant, which is kind of a bit too big for its pot. I have something else cool to show you guys later, but may as well do this repotting first. I also have seeds, but those will also be at the end with the other thing. First, we're going to do, what one is it? This is my Christmas tree cactus. It is a big plant. Would say would have been bigger, but if you know in my earlier videos, I had multiple videos of me propagating or having propagated Christmas tree cactuses. This is all of this plant. It's one of my original plants. But what I need is really heavy cactus soil. And it's going to go behind us, which there is a mushroom, but it will. And that, technically this doesn't need any, but the soil that it's in is keeping all our moisture, and I don't like that. So we're fixing that. I'm putting that seed, I'm just going to put these guys under here. The reason it's actually quite heavy, the pot, because it is retaining moisture, and I don't want it to retain moisture, being a Christmas tree cactus. Yeah, no, that's not cactus soil. Whoop. I just got roots trapped in. Hold 2 seconds. I need this over the ground. There we go. For a cactus, it doesn't have particularly big roots, but as long as they're not rotting, then they should be okay. Hold on. Just have some water down here that I might just use to get some of the dirt off. I guess, moisten up the roots, which, is that a root ball? Oh, it has a little root ball. That's cute. Yeah, this is just, usually it helps prevent diseases. But I won't be able to get off all the mix, but it does, in a few little spots, have tiny little balls, which is nice. That's usually where they keep their moisture. It's actually quite a compact plant. I can find the original. This big plant in the front here was the original plant, and then when you turn around, there's a bunch of baby ones. But yeah, and we're gonna rest it up here actually, so the roots can drain a bit. Scissors, safety kids, don't be dumb with scissors. Gonna also be safe with scissors and cut them the right way. Cactus soil, though I think this is only a 15 litre, it is a 15 litre. It feels a lot more than 15 litres because of like sand. Because sand just has to be so heavy. Oh, that's nice mix in there. I also have houseplant mix, but we'll get to that later. What I do have is this, which will help me put seed soil into it. This is just store-bought mix. I don't make my own potting mix. I could if I really wanted to, but I'm not that adept with plants. My phone is glued tight to the wall and it is slowly falling, so sorry if I have to keep adjusting it. Yeah. Oh yes, it's nice and dry actually. It looks wet. Like this soil looks nice and wet, but it is not. It's actually quite dry, which is good. I'll put a bit more into that. Okay, love. How are you sitting? Don't want to crunch up your roots. Now, gotta do this the smart way and use my non-dominant hand. I could, if I really wanted to be using my dominant hand, I might actually use my dominant hand. We'll just leave that sitting for a minute. And we'll move it about. I'm good. I'm currently making a video. My cactuses. With repotting any type of plant, you want to be careful not to crunch up the roots, because you don't want to break the roots. I find it a bit difficult with cactus species, totally different topic. Due to having such small roots, it's kind of hard to know when to repot them. I tend to go off size of plant. See, this would be a good example. I don't know what the roots are of this plant, but, well, why am I talking? Let me just water this, and then we'll move on to the next plant, and I can tell you what I mean. This is on the ground. What I mean is, if my phone doesn't fall first, with houseplants, usually you repot when the root ball is about taking up the size of the plant. But with cactuses, they have a lot smaller root system, so it's kind of hard to know. But you see, this plant is, I think, heavier than its pot, and it's hanging in there, really. It has been living in this lovely decorative pot it's been living in it. So, yeah. I think I just got stabbed by it. Yeah, Mexican Christmas tree here. Move on for that. I've done a video on them before, so you can go watch that if you want to learn more. This one, okay. I will probably edit out the whole last part of this because my phone fell, among other things. We will see. You may be witness to my phone falling off the wall, but it's good like that. Ow. darn it, my tactic didn't work. So, grabbing a plant, especially this one because it's got a very thick base, by the bottom, it usually doesn't have any defense down there. Whether that's a cactus, stinging nettle for example, that's how I pick stinging nettle without murdering my hands. This is actually a really great example to what I was talking about. This is root ball, which is quite tight. It's about the size of this pot, and we don't want that. We want it to have room. So at least about a centimetre or two width more than the root ball, which I will just revoke as much dirt as I can of. Ooh, look at that. Nice roots on it. Let me do this. Hello, cat. I will do this on the grass, so hold 2 seconds. I don't know why I didn't do it on the grass before. And then when you look at this, it's like a jellyfish. Free roots. Doing that is also called teasing the roots, which like opens them up kind of. It makes transporting or repotting a lot easier because it means they're not just like stuck to the mold. I don't want to rest that in there. I have to hold it up slightly, so we're gonna not lose my fingers. Now, this is a pine gnarly plant. As you can see, it's also a very tall plant. I'll get it all in frame once I've potted it. Let me just... The downside about a top-heavy plant is that it will try and leave. But when you get it in right, it's still heavy. It's still a very tall plant too. This has been living indoors, in fact. Pretty good. I mean, yeah, some cactuses do quite well inside, like that Christmas tree cactus. But I will show a photo later in the video of, I have other Christmas... You guys, this will still be cut out. But I'll go back on my rant. I don't know what I was saying. I'll figure out later. But yeah, no, my other Christmas tree cactuses that live outside, they're actually technically all in bloom at the moment. That one's not, because it lives inside. But it's, I think, the first of winter today, so, and hence the name Christmas tree cactus. They flower around Christmas time, in the northern hemisphere where it's cold. So, since it's getting cold here, they are flowering now. I don't know where my mother's going to put this now, because it's her plant. I bought it for her, in fact. I'm out of water. And this, very tall. It's like the length of my forearm. It's a very tall plant. We'll go sit next to the other one. Oh, no, it's threatening to come out one side of its roots. Hold on. No. Don't fall out, please. You're an annoying plant. I will tilt you up slightly because next we're going to do this, which has been, it's not really even held in by its roots. It's held in by the plant, that the plant just sits there. I think it's got its original tag on it. Yeah, it's just a snake plant species. It doesn't look like a snake plant. Because it's not like the fancy snake plant everybody has. It's a very slow growing variety. Which I actually quite like. I like this. I've once again walked off camera because I'm doing it. Oh my. For a big plant, it's got quite small roots. The poor thing. It's had some dried up roots at the top too. Well, me just clear my workspace. That will sit in front of you, and the process starts again. I would love to restart this video and not have my phone fall down sometimes, but I can't because I've already repotted 2 of the main plants I was going to repot, so it's the unfortunate thing with plant videos. You can't predict what will happen, and you can't fix that either. Those roots are barely on there. They're just kind of hanging on by a string. I will set it in like that. It can hold itself upright. But the thing with needing to repot your plants, especially when the soil is not as good as it used to be, or the plant's getting too big, is that you're refreshing the nutrients that the plant needs. Because obviously when plants are completely in the ground, and especially when they're in their native habitat, they have no need to move around, because they have the nutrients they need there, because that's how they grew originally. But with potted plants, they have a limited amount. That's why you get fertilizers, specific mixes, like orchid mix, for example, which is a very specific mix. But it just means that the plant gets refreshed on all the nutrients it needs. I've got a bunch of, see? Got a bunch of dirt in it. It also means the plant, usually what I find after repotting a plant is that its size it will just kabooey in size, like it will get quite big. Or it will expand because it has more root, there's more room for roots, so there's more nutrients, and it's just doing better overall. There we go. Can't water it because my water's out, but I will water it, I swear. This one, I didn't repot it, did I? I did. Who did I repot it into? Did I repot? I think I repot it. I'll have to go watch. But if I did, then I repotted it into the plant I was going to repot that into. No, I'm wrong. Am I wrong? What's down here? No, I am wrong. I am. I repotted it into the wrong plant. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I've made this mistake or not, but I probably have. I think I did. But next, we're not repotting this one, and we're not breaking that plant. What we're doing is fixing this dilemma of a situation. Got nice roots, and it's actually got some quite thick roots. I'll be back. Okay, well that's the problem. Due to it living like this, it's just been living in this amount of soil, and it's a pretty hefty plant. It's a cactus, so they do better. It did flower recently actually too, which is another sign that it's doing okay. But its roots, it's starting to be root bound, and in this case, one way to do that is, it may seem sad to chop some of the roots in half, but it actually just it gives the plant a better chance of re-rooting and not just dying. See, now it's actually got room to produce new roots. You find with plants that are root bound and not treated for root bound properly is that they'll just stay like that and then die. It happens a lot with store-bought vegetables. When you buy a vegetable plant, lettuce is a good example. When a lettuce gets root bound, it'll stay like that. it tends to not grow any bigger than its root-bound type. Just because it doesn't know how. Didn't have room before. I'm getting dirt all over my phone. I wonder how many videos I now have on my phone because the recording stopped at least 5 times. Oh, my shoe. Got dirt in my shoe and now I no longer have a shoe. I swear I do have a plan for what I'm doing in this video. Because I have it written down, but we've gone off script slightly. Not really. This has got, see how it's sitting up now? It's got a bunch of stuff below it. And I'll fill in its sides also. Might do a bit more. And then we're done on that. It is, this video might have to be filmed in 2 parts because it might, well, it might not rain. It looks like it might rain, but it may not. Repotted, not repotted, given soil, and hopefully not going to fall over, because with bigger plants, usually they're top heavy, so they'll end up falling over. There's so much dirt in my shoe now. What we're going to do next is this one. We're not going to put, oh hello, what are you? I cannot really show you it, but in there is a harvestman spider. Yeah, they're called daddy longlegs, but there are 2 different types of them. There's the harvestman and the cellar spider. Cellar spiders are the indoor daddy longlegs, like, and they are actual spiders because they've got 2 parts. These little guys are arachnids, but not spiders. So kind of like I think scorpions are arachnids, aren't they? I don't know. But kind of like that. But they live outdoors and they eat, they hunt. They actively hunt. They don't produce webs. And they have just a singular abdomen. I want to, hello, I know, he's crawling out. Oh, he's gone. He may crawl over my camera. No. Oh. He's trying to crawl up my phone, but he's failing. Be very careful, because I don't want to break this. I might be able to break this up, actually. But whoop. It's fallen into 2 parts. Okay, so there are 2 different plants here. That's good to know. You 2 are connected, aren't you? Yes. Okay, well, good news. There are 2 different plants. Bad news. Oh, he's coming back. He's crawling back over the plants. Can you crawl onto me? Can I show people what you are? Most gardening people will know who he is. He's this little guy. Single-bodied arachnid. They're still called daddy longlegs. Most people call them daddy longlegs. Another thing, actually, you'll find them more often around roses because they hunt flies and other things. But you'll find them around roses, under things. Yeah, they're pretty common around the world. There you go. It looks so much better. It won't look like it's just hanging in there like it currently is. Oh, don't want to bury your child. I need to get, don't want to bury that completely. I'll bury it. Yeah, there we go. The downside with fasciated ones is, as you can see, compared to a normal plant, they're insanely top heavy, so they'll just fall over. Another plant you might find that in commonly is the daisy family. It's called fasciation in daisies, but not in these. This is just cresting, and it can make the plant worth like 20 times, not 100 times more, a good lot more, due to the fact it is unstable mutation and is not genetic. Genetic mutations are, I think, variegation is genetic, but it is also unstable. So, you could have a variegated plant one day and then not the next, if it really hates you. And we've got a bonus plant to repot, guys, now. Gonna make this video even longer. I've used half a bag of cactus mix now. So whatever half of 15 is. Might be running out of storage because it stops every time. Well, I got to 16 minutes and stopped. So this might be split up. But I went on a rant about being bad at maths. But that one's done. Put my shoes back on, even though I hate the feeling of dirt. I would have loved to do that one, and I will, but I'll have to do it off camera. No, I won't, because I'm just blind. And they were just the same pot size. So yeah, it's shorter, but wider, so it should be okay. And for this, actually, we will do this last, because we still have 2 more cactuses to do. 3 actually, if we want to do these. Got these, my felt plant, and this, which is the plover eggs. But first, we're going to do this. I'm not sure how long this video is going to be in real terms. This is kind of just like, I'm not really going into, I mean, I've gone on a few rants about different things, but I'm not really going into a depth about a specific plant. It's just because I've got a lot to do. And I might do a better video on fasciation later. I feel like I was going to. Maybe see that in another video. I probably will, because I need to. But I won't right now. Let me fill that halfway. Hints. Oh, 2 seconds. Huh. They said she has a little baby, which I'm going to rob. Just a tiny little miniature. Hence the name felt plant. Its leaves feel like felt. I'm unsure if I've done a video on this. I will, honestly, I don't remember what I've done videos on at all. I do. I remember some of them, but I don't remember all of them. But if I have, you'll know, post to say about the felt plant. But if you haven't, yeah, they feel like felt. There's a bird about. I think it's just a sparrow. I will also show you those seedlings that I've been growing, that I think I repotted into other mix last time. I did, because I moved them. Oh my, this is not wanting to stay in there. There you go. Felt plant, done. Not let that fall over. This part. Which I think this pot has, yeah, a spider nest in it, but right there. But for that poor spider nest, it's just going to be covered. They might survive. I don't know what type of spider it is, so. And its parent, its mother is not in there, so. Where is it? No. So yeah, so I wouldn't know what spider it is. If I saw the mother of them, I would, but. This hasn't been repotted since I got it. It's a plover plant. I think they're related to jade plants. I'll have to find, I will have to find the scientific name for them, which I just don't have at the moment. I was going to write them all down before I start this video, but I can't pronounce any of their names for anything at all. I don't even think I can pronounce the spider plant's scientific name, and I've had that since I was young. This plant is really hard to deal with because it's got a lot of leaves. It might work better actually. This is the last cactus, thankfully. So, won't have to deal with that much longer. Oh, look, a leaf. It's my fault that that came off, but it means we'll grow another one. Well, I will try. The crested ones down there were growing from a cutting of the crested, due to it not being genetic. That's coming off too. So we will see. Maybe it's good that the lower leaves are coming off actually. It means I can actually pot it properly. There we go. Potted. Right. I think all of these, no. The crested ones, the felt plant, and the pigs there are not indoor plants, so they can continue living their life outdoors. What I'm going to do is lean you up against a different plant. You're leaning against the arrowhead, so I can put the much lighter cactus nuts in the ground, which I will store that later. What are you yawning at? No, the cats are yawning. And get the indoor plant pot mix. What will take the place. Of the cactus potting mix. I don't know what these roots look like because I bought the plant like this. The person I bought it off, actually, it was at a market, and it stopped again, and it stopped at 6 minutes this time. So I think I really am running low on storage. But we're nearly there, and I'll probably move these onto my computer after this anyway. Yeah, I bought this plant and I got it for cheaper because I yapped about plants to the seller, and so I got it cheaper, which I was quite happy for. Where my scissors go? Yeah, I know, it's technically not sanitary, not sanitizing these scissors, and can spread disease, but, and it's probably not very good etiquette. But I will say, my cactuses, or any of my plants, have yet to get poisoned, so. But, I'll probably bite my tongue on that when it does happen. But I do sanitize them after this. So. Much moisture. Probably gonna stop that soon. I don't know much. I'll have to do a separate video on the arrowhead because I don't think this channel has done much on normal potted plants, normal indoor plants. I mainly just do cactuses because that's what I have. But I swear I have potted plants too. i.e. just these two. I did have a as everybody does, I did have a Monstera, but I gave that away. Okay. I'm not good at repotting these, so let's... This is a really hard plant to get out. It won't come out. And I don't want to break its roots. It's meowing. What cat are you meowing at? There's no other cats. Hold 2 seconds. Guess I was correct. It does need repotting. And it's had a little clay thing at the bottom of it. I'm not sure why. I'm not good with these, but it's, yeah. I might actually put a bit less soil in that thing. Really bad. That stopped at 3 minutes. Of course, half of this will be edited out. But I shall pay closer attention. I'm nearly done. This is the last plant. I will just due to my storage, I'll have to do the seeds in another video. But they need to be done, so I will have to film that tomorrow. Or I might just put soil in with them now. Just not plant them yet. Booyah. I'm rushing now. That's done. What I was going to show you guys is in here, as they're growing quite well. I've got little dragon fruit seeds. It's not the first time I've grown dragon fruit, and they will be potted, but what I was going to show you, the interesting thing that I have is, well, I mean, I already showed you a bug before, so I guess I don't have to say look away if you're squeamish, but do look away if you're squeamish, because I have hoo-hoo grubs. Which are alive. I've got 2 of them, but they're cannibals, so they live in separate little things. These guys, I might go on more of a rant of hoo-hoo beetles than I will of the plants in this video, but these guys live 2-3 years as a grub, then they pupate for about 20 days, 19 days I think it is, and then they live for 2 weeks as an adult. So they live majority of their life as a grub, and they feed on decaying wood. You can see the other one from underneath. He's right there in the middle. Yeah, so I've got those, and that's, and I guess we've got three babies now. These will also be planted in a later video. But I have a lot of editing to do because these are split up into like 6 different videos. But I will yap about them more. I won't yap about the hoo-hoo grubs, they're done. I might do a separate video on hoo-hoo grubs if I feel really bored. But tomorrow I will film a video about potting these. Because they are, the paper towel they're in has got mold. And I don't want it to kill the plants, so I will put soil with them after this. But I shall see you guys later. Well, I will yap to you guys later.